Hello friends, I'm back again. Hi guys, I have been out running around a little bit today with my husband. We had to go to town, and before I left though, I had done a video here on my page. Oh shoot, I just happened to think I didn't bring my glasses. Did I bring my glasses? Oh yeah, here's a pair. Hi. Before we left for town, I had finished the video where I had decorated my table, and I received the nicest private message from a lady. Her name was Margaret. I hope she doesn't mind that I say her name. And if there's Margarets on here and it wasn't you, I won't say any last names. But it was just the sweetest message, and she was telling me how she had just found me and that her father was getting ready to move in with her. He was an amputee, and she was wanting to fluff up her living room to make it pretty for him. And she wanted to learn how to make big paper flowers for her wall. Well, of course, I told her about Barb at Barb and Designs, because Barb does, beautiful big flowers for wedding backdrops and things, and mine's a little more vintagey, not as crispy nice as Barb's. Barb's got like all the tools and tricks to do awesome things. And then I also told her about Agnes with Just That Perfect Piece. Agnes makes a lot of paper flowers. They're not always big ones. I can't think that if I've ever seen her do big ones, but she does every kind of paper flower you can imagine. And I'm sure if you wanted big ones, you could just kind of blow them up. Well, she kind of wanted to see mine, even though I told her they're not the greatest flowers. Like, there are better people out there. So anyway, I told her, I went and pulled this off my wall. I have this on my wall in my office. It's just a great big paper flower. I mean, I made it out of grocery shopping bags, see? So I was trying to explain to her, just talking, and so I felt bad that I had to go, and so I told her that maybe tonight when we got home, if I had time, that I would make her a big paper flower. So I thought, rather than do it in a private message and just a private setting, that maybe there was someone out there that might want to see one of my so paper flowers. That's fine for me. I love it. It's just really kind of cool. But anyway, I didn't have enough grocery bags. When they say paper or plastic, if you're going to want to do this, you're going to want to say paper every time because you need a lot of bags. And then when you get your bags, if you go that way, you'll want to rip the top because it has all those little zigzags across the top. And then you'll want to rip like the handle parts off, and then you'll just cut the whole bottom out. You don't want the bottom. And then you just make sure every edge is ripped. You go up that back seam and rip everything. So then you'll have a big rectangle of brown paper. And the only trick, the only difference in what I'm going to be using, which is just a roll of brown paper. It's not as thick as shipping paper, but it's just what I have. If you're using that, if you're using the paper bags, just remember that your color goes to the back unless you want your flower to look like that on the front. But so that's the only difference, is you just need your writing to the back. So any paper will work. You guys can do this with craft paper. You can do it with construction paper. The kids like the construction paper. You can do it with that. You can do it any kind of paper. Tissue paper. Tissue paper, you may want to layer it a little bit, and you probably wouldn't have to do the spray part of it. But I'm going to show you how to make these wrinkly. So Margaret, this is for you, friend. My new sweet friend. She was so sweet. I just don't think she expected me to answer her, and so she even cried like, I'm just not that important. But she was just so sweet and so heartfelt. So she just really made me want to help her out. So anyway, you guys, if anybody wants to see how to make one of these flowers that you want to hang on your wall, I will show you how to do it. I know in my video that I did here recently, I sold a lot of paper flower petals, and you guys that got those can do the same thing. Your petals will just be small. So instead of this bigger way, you're going to be doing it in a smaller, whatever the word is, I'm trying to smaller scale. I was trying to think of the word. So, okay, so I tried to do a few ahead of time, and then I thought, it goes so fast, I thought I'm gonna have this whole thing done and I'm not gonna have anything to show Margaret. So, all right, let me tip you down. I'll look at, and by the way, for those of you that may be new, that don't follow me all the time, I always come back and look at the messages at the end. That way, all of our videos go over to YouTube, and once the video is no longer live with that little red live button in the top, they can't see all of the names and all of you jumping on and commenting. And so I always save all of the answers to questions and the hello and the chit chat for the very end. That way anybody that wants to see what I'm gonna do can see it all, and we won't get held up with me getting sidetracked. So don't hesitate to say hello, or tell me where you're from or what you're up to, or ask me any questions. I will read those at the end, okay? All right, so let's get down here and let's get going. I did bring a cardboard piece because this is my first project on my finished table, and I thought, by golly, I hate to ruin it, my very first project, right? So what I've done, I just pulled paper off of this big roll that I happen to have. You guys can rip up your bags or your shipping paper, your rolls of shipping paper, whatever. All I did was I took, let me see, where's my, yeah, okay, here, I'm this way. Okay, all I did was just take a bit off, about 8 or 9 inches, and I just cut several strips like this. Okay, that's all I did. Okay, then out of these several strips, I cut those into 3s. So I'm gonna do that now, just real quick, just into 3rds. Now listen, you guys are making a smaller flower. You'll just have to adjust and figure it out along your way. So then I took my piece of paper, and I just eyeballed and tried to make, oh gosh, I always hope Barb or Agnes is not watching me, because I'm way not as good as they are. Like, who is this girl to be doing this, right? But it's okay, we'll get there. Okay, so I cut my thing. I'm just taking a spray bottle, a mist of water, and I'm wadding it up, okay? And I did that for every single one of them. And then I just let them lay there. And then after I think I did like 12. Let's say I did 12, we'll count them. You open it up, and then you have this wrinkled petal, okay? And then I take glue, hot glue, and I run it across the flat bottom part, and then I just gather it together, not trying to not get my fingers into the glue, of course, okay? And so that's my first step. And so that's how I did all of these petals, okay? So, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 petals. So let's make 9 petals work for my bottom of my flower, my back of my flower. So I'm just gonna make a back just so that I have something to adhere to, like I did here, just so I have something to stick all of my petals to. All right, and then typically I hot glue a paper clip, but for some reason for this bag, I just poked a hole to stick on my nail. So, like I say, those girls probably have some fancy way to hang them up, but it works. That thing's been hanging in my room, in my office forever. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of hot glue here to hold this all together. Number one, I think it will make it a little more substantial. It'll give it a little bit more something to grab so it doesn't flop when I hang it up. So this is a little stiffer now than what it would have been. You know, this shopping bag, trash bag, garbage bag, it was a shopping bag. It's pretty thick. It's a lot thicker than what the paper is that I'm using here. So anyway, I just folded it into a square to make the back of my petal. And then if you see, okay, let me just show you something else before we do this. So if you're like, I really want a great big flower, okay, then just lay your petals farther out and make more, okay, like this. See how that works? And you just make them, you could make this flower as big as you want. You see that? And you could just make it huge. Like this is just the back row, so it'll get prettier, I promise. But see how you can make it, hopefully you can see, but you could make it really big. but I don't want one bigger than what I already have. So then all you do is take where you glued, where you wadded it up, and just glue it down. Just, whoops, am I in the picture? I can't tell. I think you guys can see that. Okay, you're just gonna glue it down, and you're gonna fit in however many, I don't like that one, you're gonna fit in however many you can fit in. Okay, and I intentionally want this one to be smaller than this one, just because I'm gonna hang them together. I'll probably make 2 tonight. I probably won't bore you guys with 2, but I will, I'll at least show you the one. So, because I told her I didn't mind making another one because I really hadn't paid any attention to it, but it was just kind of hanging there by itself and looked a little lonely, so I almost needed another one. So I'm kind of glad she messaged me. Okay, but yeah, she thought her dad would enjoy sitting and looking at something that she made. I don't know if he'll be there while she's gonna make them or not, but I think that would be fun for him to see it all unfold, as well as being able to just see them for something different on the wall. Okay, so this one didn't glue together. Oh, I didn't even glue it. I just wadded it up. Well, no wonder. Okay, so let me glue this one together first to create the petal here. Okay, and it looks like that's about all I'm going to be able to fit on my flower. So I ended up, oh, and I did get my tape measure, so I can give you an idea. Let's see, so the petals that I'm using here tonight are approximately, let's see if I lay it out flat. I cut out about 8 inches long, and they're about 5.5 inches wide, okay? So then when I get them all wadded up and you know how I want them, I'm still the same length, and they come to about 4 inches wide. Okay, so the next row, so then I've got them all kind of cupped out the way I, you know, would like it to look. Like you obviously have a front and a back, if that makes sense. Okay, then the next thing we're gonna do is just another layer of the same thing. So out of the petals that I had already cut, and I can use this one as well, and I can probably, we'll see if I can just knock this one down a little bit. I'll just cut off what I already did. So these are the petals that are for the next row. So I intentionally want them to be smaller, okay? So I'm gonna cut all of these shorter, so that will purposefully pull them in a little bit, and I may not have enough, but we'll see. And then I just want to skinny them up just a little bit, just because they're going to be like the next row, okay? So like that. Okay. Glue hanging on me. Okay. So these are smaller. So now let's see what happens when we do this. Now this is a Chalk Couture spray bottle. I don't know how many of you know I do Chalk Couture. Whoops, but I do. And I have a nice little team together, and I keep saying I'm gonna work it more, and I promise you possibly even this week or the week after Thanksgiving, look out, because I'm gonna be Chalk Couturing again like crazy. So I have a lot lined up, and I'm excited about it. I've just been, for those that follow me, you guys know I've just been busy trying to organize my craft room and get things cleaned out and all that good stuff. So anyway, what I was going to say is I posted a link today for my Amazon favorite things, and it's got like my daughters, all of their beauty stuff, and it's got some clothes that I have found on there to be super cute. It's got crafting section, and I have these sort of misting bottles in there. If you guys ever shop there, it still goes on your account. You're just going in and like using me as a finding tool, like I'm finding it for you, and then you can still use your Prime and all of that stuff. It's all just your account. I'm just helping you find things there, so you'll be able to. You can still shop even while you click on something that I've linked. You can go in the search bar and keep shopping. It's your Amazon account. So I had a lady this morning that was she wanted something that I had talked about. She wanted one of the scarves on my table. So I sent her the link and she's like, but I have Prime and I can get free shipping. I'm like, well, you still, if you click on that and put it in your cart, it's still your cart. So hopefully she understood that. And because otherwise you have to write down the search, what you're searching for. You have to write it down and then type it all in. And the whole point of me putting the link there is to make it easy for you guys. And then it gives me a little commission. I think I get like 5 cents. It's really not very much. But you get a little teeny something, and it can add up. But it's more the credibility from Amazon that I have people going there and looking and that than anything. So, because I'm always, you know, I'm a dreamer, dreaming big, right? That someday that might mean something. But they do have some really great things on Amazon, and right now, you know, it's hard to get out, and when you are out, things just aren't like they used to be, you know? So it's a little disappointing. Okay, these are too long still. So I'm gonna cut that off. I might have to redo these. Poo. Well, that didn't take me long. Anyway, yeah, we went today, my husband and I went to Kohl's today. He wanted to get some new jeans, and anyway, like all of the dressing rooms were closed, and he's like, how are you supposed to know? Like, everything's closed. And we went out to dinner last night, and it was all paper plates and paper forks, and you know, you had to order at the counter, and I don't know, we were both just a little like, is this the new world order here? And it's just awful. And yes, I know we shouldn't be going out anywhere, but you know, you're all wearing your masks and sanitizing and doing all the things that you're supposed to do, and you just kind of wanted to get out a little bit. So, but boy, there were people everywhere. I mean, I told him we're not the only ones that are like, oh, the lines, like Sam's Club, we ran through to get gas, and the lines, even in the store, can't remember what I needed. Oh, I needed more water. I love their bottled water. It's so cheap. And anyway, I went in to get water, and my gosh, the lines, it was crazy. So yeah, you don't want to go there on a Saturday or on a Sunday. Okay, so there we go. Now I've made them a little bit smaller. All right, now here we go. So I'm just going into the middle, and what I want to try to do is like, see, there's 2 here, so I want to put 1 leaf in between those 2. Okay, so like every other one, I guess we want to say. There we go. There we go. Every other one. And then if you know, if it doesn't work out exactly or whatever, we'll just fill in. We'll fill in with 1 if I have a hole, or I can pull 1 off if I need to. It's all just paper. Okay. So there we go. So there is a simple, I mean, that is so simple. Now the bigger one, I'm just gonna pitch that. The bigger one, I made, let's see here, 1, 2, I made 3 rings with the bigger one, okay? And again, the paper was a lot stiffer. You can kind of see the difference. So I did not want my second one to be as big as my first one. So now let me show you how I made this center piece, okay? Hopefully this is big enough. So I just took a square. We'll see if this is big enough for this one. And you cut off the corners. Okay, you want it to be sort of roundish. I realize it'll be more like an oval with this one, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be round, but no corners, no sharp corners, okay? So then you just make a spiral, okay? And you can be skinny, you can be fat. There, I made a fat. It's just however, and if you don't like this one, you throw it out and do another one. But let me show you what you do. You just keep spiraling, okay, until you get into the middle here, and then we stop. So that's not to be confusing, but if you just stop, you've got almost like a comma, or what I'm gonna call is a seat, a place to lay everything, and I'll show you what I mean here. So now I'm gonna take the outside of my spiral, and I'm gonna pinch it with my fingers, and those of you that were on my sale, I sold a lot of those tweezers that I had from all of our classes. This is where you would use those tweezers, okay? My tweezers are upstairs, and I don't need them for these great big flowers as much as you do the small little ones when you're crafting. But I'm just spinning it, okay? And I'm trying to keep it pushed down to where it's laying on my thumb as I spin. Don't want it to start working its way up. I want it to stay seated down here, and I'm holding the middle down in there too. I don't want the middle to boink out. Oh, man. Okay. So, I don't know, that's not a very good word, boinking out. I don't know how, that's not very professional, is it? But you know what I mean. I don't want, because it would like boink out. It would just like come out and bounce around, right? We don't want that. So, okay, so I'm holding it together so it doesn't pop out like a spring, okay? And I'm twisting, twisting, twisting. And then when I get here, see, I have a seat. See this little thing sticking up? So see, when I put it down, it gives me something to glue all of this to. Whoops, to glue all of this to. So I'm gonna back my finger out of here so I don't burn myself. And I'm gonna push everything down to the center as much as I can. And let's see if we can make this thing all hold together. So, okay, so I'm adding my glue there. And then I'm gonna finish twisting. And I'm gonna set it on the seat. And I'm gonna lay it down here and then push it down in. Okay, so I don't glue it to that. And then let's see if we can, and then sometimes when you let go, it'll unwind just a little bit, which makes it really nice. And usually when I use these bigger ones, did I do it with this one? No, I was able to fold the paper. If you can see down inside, it's just twisting paper. This one, I have an empty, like an empty flat spot. So usually I'll drop a pearl or something like that in there. Let me see here. If I can crank this a little bit tighter, because it didn't get into the glue. I'd rather not put a pearl in it. Okay, what can I do here? You know what, nobody's gonna look in there but me. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so then I'm gonna put glue on the back, and I'm just gonna press it into the middle of my flower. Like that. Yeah, my middle is really not glued, so I don't want it to blink out of there. If I can make it do it to show you what I mean. I think it's gonna be okay. So there you go, there is the middle. Now you can play around with that if you don't make your fat spirals so thick, it'll keep it a little bit shorter, which might be cuter. That one's standing up a little bit. I wonder what would happen if I whack it off. Let's just see, because if I don't like it, I'll just do another one. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind it. But I lost some of my curlies, so I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit of there. There you go. Yeah, that worked out great. So there is one flower done. So hopefully, I don't know if Margaret's on here, but I'll be able to share this video with her in our private message so that she'll be able to see. But I think I'm gonna stay here and make one more so that I can hang them 3 on my wall. Because then I'll have, you know, the big daddy and then a couple of little pals just chumming around with him, right? I'll make 3. So, yeah, that'll look better on my wall. So, okay, so now I'm all done. So, I always tell you guys that when I'm all done, I'm all done. So, if you got someone else you want to see or something else you want to do tonight, you won't miss a thing, usually. Sometimes I get to chatting, and you guys will have me like taking you in the other room to show you something or whatever, but I'm gonna answer all your questions now, and any comments that you might have had. Excuse me. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh my goodness. For some reason, Facebook's been telling me who all's watching. It never used to do that, but now it's saying who's watching. Hang on a minute. I can grab a drink real quick so I don't cough at you. I feel like I did a lot of talking there in a short amount of time. So hey, there's Rebecca Maybe. Hi for watching. Hi, thanks for watching, and hi Rebecca. I love your name. I think that's just the coolest name ever. Hey Rebecca, thanks for jumping on.
Rebecca, maybe. Hey, Hazel. Hi. Hi, friend. Oh, you girls. Hi, Karen. Oh, you guys, thank you for watching. This is so sweet of you guys. I mean, paper flowers are everywhere, and everybody does them a little bit differently. Hi, Shayla. And, oh, you love Agnes? I do too. She's amazing. Agnes has a page called Just That Perfect Piece, and Agnes makes really detailed, like super awesome paper flowers. Like, whoop, if I had, I'm trying to move my thing back. If I had more time, I would love to. I watch her just because of her accent, and she's Polish. She's a beautiful accent, and she's just crazy amazing. She says her mother taught her how to do all of these things, but how do you remember all of that? I don't even know, but I get all kinds of ideas from Agnes, and she follows me on Instagram, which is super awesome. And because I feel like she's like big time cool. So hi, Vicky. Oh, so sweet. Thank you. Let me see. You love my flower, Tony? Well, thank you. It's been a long time since I made flowers. We used to do flower classes, and we'd make little tiny ones, and we'd adhere them onto big palette boards that we would paint and stencil. And oh gosh, we used to have so much fun. But yeah, I kind of miss all that. It was great. Today I've just been running around. I finished up my table. I got to decorate it this morning. I did a video on that. And then I got home, and that Margaret just was on my mind. And I really wanted to make her a flower because I wanted her to get started for her, get her living room together. I think she's doing a little nesting before her dad moves in. So anyway, I'll thank you, Rebecca. So let's see here. Any other questions? Oh, there's Lori. Hello from Ohio. I'm from Ohio too. Boy, was it windy where you are. It about blew us away today. We could, the doors at Sam's Club was just a slapping, and we thought for sure they were going to break. It was awful. Hi, Jenny. We came home. There was tree branches everywhere, and the Wi-Fi was out, and it's been a crazy day. And then it was like raining. We were in Kohl's, and I think it was Kohl's, and it was raining so hard. My husband was like, what is that? I said, I think it's rain. And we went over by the door. It was pouring. And then by the time we left, the sun was shining. I mean, welcome to Ohio, right? That's just normal for us here. And I just had the sweatshirt on. It was just crazy. Aw, thank you, Tony. I don't mean to be. Oh. Goofball, right? Just a goofball. I know, Norma. You know what? It's not going to stop me from crafting. If my husband said today, what are you going to do if you scratch it and mess it up? And I said, well, I'll do what I did when I scratched it and messed it up before. I'll just paint it. But it's been 30 some years till it took me to paint it. So I got a while. I'll be okay. But I did put down a piece of cardboard. Oh, you could lightly spray the paper with gold paint. Yes, absolutely, and make them for Christmas decorations. Yes, Jenny, you're right. And you can also make them really small. Like, let me just show you real quick. Let me show you real quick. Well, let me just tip you down so I don't have to hold it up. But Jenny just inspired me to show you something. So if you make this paper even smaller, and you make just like little petals like this. This is what the girls bought from me that were on my sale video. I had drawers and drawers full of these little petals. And of course you don't have to wad them up like I did. Like you can just, oh, here, you can't see. Oh, okay. You can just use them straight flat like this. Ooh, that's gonna be hot, isn't it? Okay, like that, and then cup it, or you can mist it and wad it up, and then put it together like that. So either way, but look, you guys can make just a small little, oh, I'm all turned. You guys can make just a small little flower that goes all the way around, so it would be like this big, and you would make an ornament for your tree. And yes, you can put a little glue on the edges, or just like on the edge of each petal, and dip it in some glitter, or do gold or silver paint. We've glittered a lot of flowers, and they look really great glittered too, and they make cute ornaments for your tree. So just a little, that was just a little scoop. Thanks for making me think of that, Jenny. Let's see, any other questions? I'm just scrolling through here. I really am. I'm moving my finger over here where you can't see me. I'm not just staring. I'm not just staring at you. I'm scrolling. Okay, here's Beverly. I am one and am glad you wait to the end for the comments. I really get frustrated. Yes. When they stop in the middle. Oh my goodness, that's a long one. Let's see. Frustrated when they stop in the middle of the directions to chit chat. Yes, because we get off track and then we might miss a little step and didn't even realize it. I do wait to the end of the video and even read through the comments because there is often good information. And yes, you're right. Well, thank you. I'm glad, Beverly. Yeah, I kind of think the same thing sometimes when I'm watching. I'm kind of one of those get on with it. And I've had a lot of people comment to me, mean and say, you talk a lot, get on with it. So that's kind of why I do that, is for those haters, right? The people that put the pressure on you. So you love the idea of using the brown paper. Yes, Patricia, you use brown paper to wrap gifts. Yes, the Dollar Tree has rolls of brown mailing paper for $1. Nice. Wow, that's cheap. I buy mine at Walmart. It's not that cheap. Thanks for that heads up, Patricia. Patricia's very crafty. She makes all kinds of neat things. She sent me a lot of things too. I know I always share them with you guys, but that's who just said that, was Patricia. Tori, yes, you're welcome, Tori. I'm happy you liked that. I'm not looking through the names to see who's watching. I don't know if Margaret got to catch this or not. I would use the word boink. You can relate to that, yes. I have my own language. The girls that paint with me know it. They know what I'm saying sometimes when I use my silly words. Patricia, I made a tree using the little rosettes. Oh, yes, send us a picture. My goodness, you'd have to make a lot of rosettes. So she's talking about these little things in the middle, and you can make them very small. There is a cutter. If you caught my sale, I know a ton of you were on my sale. We're gearing up to do another one. You've seen all of the stuff piled in my corner. I have stuff back up in my craft room. I've been going through. I did find some more doilies. A friend of mine has a antique shop down the road, and he hooked me up with all kinds of doilies for you guys. He had some bottles. I got you a few bottles. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that soon. I did get a picture of a lot of the valances that I have. I'll be putting those on for you guys. But anyway, so there's this thing. It's called a cuddle bug, and it's like a pressing machine, and it has like a square thing like this big, and it has these sharp blades in it that are whatever the pattern you want. And you put these hard, I'll have to show you sometime, but they put these hard things in that when you crank it through this press, it presses that into the paper, and so it makes a coil, or it makes leaves. It makes these really defined things. They look like cutouts, but you're really pressing them through, I guess. Anyway, they have this spiral thing, and then you use those tweezers that I sold a lot of you, and you twirl them up, and you make tiny, tiny little rosettes, like this big, like as big like that, and they're so sweet. And then you can make them in any color, and I try cutting them like, you can do it with just a little like if you'd use this square, and the thing is, what makes the tweezers, I'm going to cut the ends off here, or the corners off here, but what makes the tweezers so special is that they're reverse tweezers. So when you squeeze them, they open, and then when you let go, they go close. They're like reverse. And so they grab a hold of this, and then you can twist and work it, and it keeps a hold of it the whole time. So they're pretty cool. I think they're in my crafting section, maybe in my Amazon. I can't swear to that. But regular tweezers, they work, but they're a pain. They work, but they're a pain. But so you just do the same thing that I just did, right? And then you just start twisting this, and you can make little teeny tiny rosettes. You just keep twisting. But having that tool and that cutter just makes them very precise. But I just thought I'd show you real quick how to make a rosette. like, I'm not sure you guys can see. I'm just bending it around, around, around. I'm trying to keep the bottom of it at the bottom. The smaller ones are cuter than the big ones anyway. Okay, and so then I'm going to put a bunch of hot glue down in here. Okay, and then I'm going to finish spinning and then set it on the seat. Okay, just like I just showed you. And then the center, yeah, the center wants to boink out. Okay, come on, get in there. Get some glue on you and then you'll be okay. Well, that gives you the idea. But there's a little teeny spiral. That's kind of sad, but I did it quick and in the air. But yeah, so she's saying she glued something like this all over and made a Christmas tree. So cute, very cute. All right, yes, send me a picture for sure, Patricia. I'd love to see it. Watching from North Carolina, Warsaw, North Carolina, Warsaw. Nice. I love North Carolina. We often talked about moving there years ago, and then the kids came and you had to have them in the same school district, you know, and I didn't want to move them. I had to move a lot as a kid. I really didn't want to move my kids and go through that, friends and new friends and new friends, and so we stayed. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I don't know. I'm just daring, not afraid to try. Kathy, can you spray paint these flowers? Of course, yes, absolutely. Or you use whatever color you want them to be and just make them out of that color. But yeah, you can spray paint them, you can glitter them. Like honestly, if I just put a little bit of glue with a brush or even just squeeze some Elmer's glue here and there and dipped them in the glitter, I'd have a little bit of glitter all over that. That's not really, you know, these will be out year round, so I'm not really going for Christmas. Maybe, you know, maybe we'll do some for Christmas for you guys. Oh, you're a newbie. Hi, Denny, a newbie. Well, thank you for watching. My goodness, if you like vintage, you might want to stick around because I'm always doing things like that. You'll have to scroll through and look at our pictures. Hi, Donna. Thanks for saying hello. That's sweet. And Andy and Anita, they love the flowers. Well, thank you. And there's Deborah, and she loves the flower too. Hi, Deborah. Just hopped on. Yes, you'll have to catch the replay, Cindy. I'm all done. We were just making paper flowers, and now you know I'm at the end, which is just where we chat. But this is what we made tonight for a new friend of mine on Facebook. Her name is Margaret, and she wanted to see how to make some paper flowers. So I did those for her. Hi, Dee Dee. Thanks for jumping on. She's my Instagram friend. We're over on Instagram at the same name, Tammy Loves Vintage, and we're on YouTube as well. And I make several flowers. If you go to YouTube and type in paper flowers, you can see our videos there. It's just so much easier to send you there. And then somebody had messaged me. They saw my dining room table chairs and they want to know how I did it. I sent her to YouTube and said, hey, type in redoing dining room chairs or whatever, and there it was. I pulled it right up to show her. So it's a great way to search if you have any people that you follow, see if they're putting their things on YouTube, and you'll be able to find all of their videos really easily. We have all of our videos go over there, and then I kind of rename them, and I pull off the ones that don't really, like when I have a sale, I delete those. Those are just for you guys here. So hi, Joan. She just has to catch the replay. Yes, it was a quick little craft. I spend more time chatting than making the flower. So, okay, I think, is that it? You love my top. Oh, thank you, Teresa. This is from, it's called Farmhouse Frocks. And it's such a sweet story. Lena is the owner, and her two daughters work for her, Sydney and Fiona. Sydney and Fee. I can't think of, is it Fiona or Felicia? I think it's Fiona. I can't remember it's Fee and Sid. Those are the daughters, and they work for her, and her husband makes little things to put in there, and she was Amish, and then she and her husband both, and then they got married and left the Amish community, and but their parents still kept them close, so they started this business and they hired Amish people throughout Ohio and our Amish country to make all of these things. And so they're giving back to the Amish community, and these ladies sew for her. I think she said she had 13 seamstresses, I think. And her whole shop, it's called Farmhouse Frocks. And her whole shop, she has like cowhide purses and book bags or backpacks and wallets and all the things. And it's just a wonderful shop. And I love following them. I love Lena. She's just awesome. Sharon, have you done anything to the kitchen? I did. I repainted it, the cream color of my wall. It was called... what was it called? I forget. I kept saying toasted almond. It was 2 shades lighter than Pittsburgh's toasted. Pittsburgh and Olympic is the same thing. 2 shades lighter than toasted almond. Toasted almond. Was it colonial white? It was something white. Very creamy. Oh, a million times better. I'd show you now, but it's dark outside here in Ohio, and so you wouldn't be able to tell. I'm sure you'll catch it though. I know you follow me, Sharon. I'm sure you'll catch it, but I love it. And you know what? My husband griped about those cabinets from the minute he got home until yesterday. Constantly, he was just like, I can't believe you did that. I hate him. I hate him. And I painted him the cream color, and I can't say that he likes it, but I can say that he's not said a word about them since. So they're not quite screaming at us like they were. So I like it much better. I'm happy with them now. I'm so glad I repainted. Hey, Tanya. Love the flowers. Thank you, Gail. How do we know when your sales are? You know, Rebecca, that's a great question. I'm hoping to get more organized and more honed in. You know, I have my real estate license, so at the drop of a hat, sometimes I have to leave and show a property. I've been showing several places here recently. I've got, you know, our painting business, so we're working, but then sometimes we don't have work, so I'm free in a day. My husband travels a lot, so I never know when, you know, I don't like to do them when he's gonna be home because of all the stuff laying everywhere, and it's just so overwhelming, and it takes me like 3 days to get through all of it. And so, you know, there's just a lot of factors that makes it really hard for me to say I'm gonna go live every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. Like I can't do that to myself. It's already very stressful on this end. For me, you know, most of these girls sail through it, or they have little helpers, you know, it's just me. So all I can say is I'll give you as much notice as I can that I'm gonna, you know, go live, instead of just coming on and saying, hey, I'm going live, I'm gonna sell some stuff. You know, I try to give you at least, hey, I'm going live in a couple of hours, or how about 3 o'clock today, or whatever. I try to do that much for you guys, but if it's stressful enough just getting up the guts to do it and getting everything laid out and trying to be as organized as I can be, just to be honest. And so just to say I have to do it at a certain time, like what if I'm not ready? And then I've said I have to do it. It's just, you know what? That just makes me sweat just thinking about answering your questions is like, oh, it's a lot. So I'm sorry, I'm just not there like a lot of these bigger pages are. It's just a lot. So I'll do my best to give you as much heads up as I can. All I can say is if you turn on your notifications for my page, and if you see me go live, it'll say there that it's about a sale, and if you can jump on, you can. I leave the sales on if I have a lot left, and if everything's pretty much sold out, I'll leave it on for a couple of days just till I get through all of it, because sometimes I have to rewatch to find people because they don't always message me with their address like I need. And sometimes that doesn't let me message them, so I have to watch and see if they comment on the, you know, on the video. And so, yeah, that's a long answer to a tiny little question, but it's the best I can give you right now, Rebecca. But there might be hope for me in the future. Oh, you sent me a picture, Patricia? Okay, I'll check it when I get off of here. But that's just, honestly, I love doing them, and I love moving things out of here, and I love helping you guys get treasures that you're not able to find. And I know that if I came on and said, I'm gonna do a sale on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I know I would probably have double the people watching, but that also scares me as well. So, because if you've seen me do them, it's a lot. So I just, you know, just our little group of friends here is just good enough for me, right? So, you know, on Instagram, you have the option of saying public or private account. And I follow a couple of big accounts. One of them has over 100,000 followers, and she recently made it to private where she didn't get any more people. She said she couldn't make enough things to keep up with the followers that she had buying from her. And I get that. I get what she's saying. It's just her and her family making things. So, hey, Sharon, thanks for saying hello. There's Denny. Oh, you do love vintage. Well, great. You stick around, girlfriend. Thank you. She likes my chairs. I know they're a little over the top and a little frou-frou-y, kind of a lot, but I just wanted a change. I was just so tired of them. Hey, Deborah Lynn. Hi. Hi. Let's see what else we got. You missed it. Oh, Deborah, we just made a flower. I have a new follower friend that messaged me and wanted to know if I knew how to make paper flowers. And I really wanted to show her how to do it. I sent her to Barb Ann Designs, and Barb makes beautiful big flowers, and I sent her to Agnes at Just That Perfect Piece because she makes, I don't know if she makes them that big, but she does make all kinds of flowers, and maybe it would inspire Margaret to make a different kind of flower. But I just showed her what I had on my wall, and then I made another one to go with it. So that's all you missed, and I've done them before. You've been following me a while. You probably already saw me do it. So let's see. Oh, well, there you go. I just showed you. So here was the one that was on my wall. When she messaged me, I sent her a picture and I said, well, you know, this is what's on my wall. I made it out of grocery shopping bags, and, you know, it's nothing special, and you need to follow these other ladies and they'll be able to make a better one for you. And she says, but I really like the vintage look of that, and can you show me how to do that? So I just tonight made this one to hang with it. Heck, I should have just, I'm going to make one more. I should have just done it while I was chatting here, but I guess I can't read and chat at the same time. I need my hand to scroll. Let's see here. Anything else? Where do you give notice for the sale? Here, on my page, on Tammy Loves Vintage, I'll post, you know, a little blurb of something. Yeah, I always put it right here where you are. Part of the reason we love, oh, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I'm about as real as they get. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, it's fine, Rebecca. Let's see here. Any other questions? Is Abby still in New York? She's in California, Sharon. She lives in LA in a little town called Marina del Rey. And she lives right on the marina. And yeah, she's still in LA. We're hoping to all hook up over Thanksgiving. We're going to be brave and try to fly to Arizona to my other daughter's house, all of us, with my mom even, and my stepdad and my husband. And yeah, pray for that to happen, right? We don't know what's going to happen, but we're at an international airport at Columbus, and then my daughter, Phoenix is an international airport, so my daughter doesn't think we'll get closed out. So we'll see. We'll see. I got a girlfriend coming. She wanted to stay. She was kind of wanting to feel like she had a little mini vacation. So it's a different friend gonna stay here. She'll have fun. She's like, maybe I'll clean for you while I'm gone. Maybe I'll organize some stuff. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. So I'm hoping it happens just to get my house taken care of. That'd be kind of cool. So anyway, all right, you guys, I think I'm at the end of all of the questions and the hellos. So I appreciate you all watching. I didn't see if Margaret was on here or not, but I'm going to go message her now, and I'll share this video with her. And hopefully she likes it and is able to make herself some pretty flowers for her wall too. So have a great night. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again later. Bye.